We have a Fox 5 follow-up now to our story about copper wire thefts. A new task force that Metro recently set up to bust copper wire thieves.
Metro Police told us one theft suspect, he conducted more than 300 transactions of scraping metal. How is that all possible? What are scrapyards saying? Fox's Joe Veal here with the details on this.
Yeah, that's right. So when we do stories about copper wire and catalytic converter thefts, we hear plenty of people on social media expressing frustration with businesses that buy these metals, saying there wouldn't be as many thefts if thieves didn't have a place to sell their items. But police say the scrap yards aren't the problem. In fact, they are helping the department. Well, how was copper wire theft suspect John Werns able to make more than 70 metal scrapping transactions? That, according to an arrest report. And Metro Police say these are photos of him scrapping metal. Arrest documents say Werns sold more than 3 tons of metal between December and May for $23,000, and say there weren't any receipts for 1,400 pounds. And how was suspect Brian Welch able to sell so much metal? According to police, Welch had more than 300 transactions.
So if this guy did 300 of them, it's like people will say, "Oh, well, how is he able to keep you selling this stuff with nobody saying anything?" You know, if you take care of the scrap yards and make it hard for them to sell, then the problem would be erased.
You have to remember that this is metal, and so if they take off the insulation, then how do you identify it?
Well, that is the $64,000 question. Scrap or recycling centers are not breaking any laws by buying metal. In fact, they have to ID people and photograph transactions and keep a record of sales. But how are scrapyards supposed to know if the wire was stolen, or catalytic converters for that matter? One local recycling business previously told us it no longer asks sellers where they get catalytic converters out of safety concerns for frontline staff. One seller got angry when clerks started asking questions. An arrest report indicates 2 local recycling companies were the primary places where Werns sold metal. We reached out to both of them to ask about all the sales and if they do anything to determine whether metal that comes in is stolen. One company told us the industry is heavily regulated by the City of Las Vegas, Health Department, and Metro Police, and it works closely with all 3 groups to fight and prevent scrap metal theft. It also said many theft cases have been solved and prosecuted successfully with information from metal transactions. Metro says scrapyards were helpful in the latest investigations.
They're very helpful. They're supportive of the police department. They want to work with us because they're legitimate businesses, and they want to be part of the solution and not part of the problem.
We didn't name the companies because, again, they're not breaking any laws or face any criminal issues. I did call a second recycling business named in arrest documents, and it refused to comment. Jacqueline, back to you.